Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you're well. I thought I'd do a quick video. So I've been looking at starting a new army, and it's been the toughest choice I've ever had to make because I've got things that I've got on the sideline. I've got obviously my Imperial Fist that we're doing for the pre-heresy in the Great Crusades. I've been looking at the new Chaos Cultist stuff that's in the Dark Vengeance. Really, it's really hard to decide what army to start next, and plus you've got to throw yourself into it and you're going to invest a lot of time, so you want to be happy and you want to be comfortable with what you're going to be building. So I like being quite creative with my stuff, and I like reposing and changing stuff and making stuff look a little bit different. So I thought, well, I'd go for Eldar. I'll try Eldar out, and I started playing around with the Eldar. These are beautiful models. The Wraithlords are, I've got to say, beautiful, beautiful models. I've just got to take that little knobble off at the end. Repose them. I've got to do some green stuff on the legs there. They look fantastic, but however much I tried to get into them and reading the book, the Eldar Core Rulebook, I just could not get my head into them. And I even painted up another one. He's not finished yet. I've still got quite a bit of work to do on him, but I just couldn't get into him. As much as I wanted to get into the Eldar, they didn't rock my boat. So I put those aside, and then I thought to myself, well, I've got these puppet wall bits that I want to use, and they're fantastic. If I just get them out of the bag, excuse me, should have been prepared for this. And I've got this puppet wall stuff, and these are really amazing heads. I just absolutely love them. They come out so well. So I thought these would be brilliant for Mechanicus, and so I thought I'd give that a go. So I kind of like the idea of building Mechanicus because it fills both my criteria. You can be really creative, and there's a lot of conversion work in there. And because they don't actually make Mechanicus models, I thought I'd go for it. So I thought I'd use these as my basis. So I've done a green stuff sort of cloak-like body. I've done like a Necron. Hold on, there you go. I've got a Necron top body and the puppet war heads. Now I've just stuck tubing and wire to this because over the top I'm going to sculpt up a cloak that hangs over the top of this, so it hides all the roughness, and there'll be patches of holes and stuff like that all the way through it. So I started doing those. I started playing around with them in different poses. Now these are slightly bigger. If you just grab a Space Marine, for example, they're just slightly taller than a Space Marine. Oh, you can see that I've done that cloak on the Space Marine as well that we were talking about a while back. It's just slightly taller than a Space Marine, which is quite light because it makes them quite alien, which I think is really cool. So I've done about 4 of these, and these are going to be part of the command squad, and they're all going to have cloaks and all sorts of bits and pieces hanging out. Then I thought I'd try around with play around with a different style, completely different style to what it was. And so when the cloak, that's the back, hunchback, that I have the cloak covered over, and the head's here, so you've got that nice sort of lower head section as though he's humpbacked. And then I can build up the gun and then another weapon on that side. So I was just playing around with different things then. And then finally I thought, well, I've done 5 of these, so I'll play around and see what I can come up with a final piece. And this could be my Archmagus, and I've got to say I'm really happy. So let's just bring this to camera so you can have a look. Now I think these faces are really beautiful. They've got a really angelic like look, and as I remember I was reading Titanicus or one of the books where it's all set on, it's Mechanicus, and there was a character that had a very angelic looking face, which I thought was beautiful. So it's almost like it's a China mask that it's wearing, and with this cloak all in red, I think this will just look fantastic. So I've played around. I wanted a load of like wires and tubes coming out of it, and tendrils with little like devices on the end. I've still got to find the perfect arm to slot into that side, because that's the difficult part, is finding a decent arm. Now I'm thinking about an arm with a big sort of staff with a cog on it, which would look quite cool. If I spin that round, That's quite nice. I'm going to have, I'm also tempted actually on one side to have a mechanical arm coming out along the top there with more tubing and wires and stuff. So this is the start of my Mechanicus army, and it's something that I've really wanted to go for. I want to use stuff from Puppets War and Cromlech into this, and then just sort of go along with it and see what I can do, you know, and mixing it with the GW and Forge World parts. And as you can see, I've used Necron feet at the bottom just to break it up, and it stands just taller than the Space Marine, which I want, because if you look in the Collected Visions book, there's a picture of one of the Mechanicus, and he's just slightly taller, and I kind of like that. And that works out really well, because I think it makes them look a bit more menacing and alien than the standard. I mean, all the basic standard troops that I'll do will be normal size, but I think, you know, for the command squad, the odd mandibles and stuff like that, I think I'll make them just a bit taller than they should be, just so they stand out more. But yeah, so there you go. That's what I've got with it so far. Very excited. Let's just bring that up closer so you can have a better look. And it's coming out quite well. I mean, there's so much you can do with green stuff, and there's so much you can do with bits and pieces just laying around the house. And it gives it a really nice look as well. And that would be lovely in red. Really, it will have such a beautiful look in red. And all rusty, and lots of metals and stuff like that all added into it as well. And maybe some rot in the cloak. That'll look really nice. And then it's just this beautiful angelic face. Sort of very alien-esque. Perfect in every way. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. I hope you like it. It's been difficult deciding what to build next, and plus the great thing about this is I can use these as allies with my Imperial Fist for when we play the Mars mission, and it gives me the opportunity to bring something quite nice to the table. So there you go. Okay guys, I will speak to you later. Take care.